Okay, here's another little tip about using Strat for entry and exit. In addition to the fact that there's a squeeze present, this is so cool. When you have a long, large outside candle on a longer time frame, like I'm always trading 5 minute as a scalper, but if you see a couple time frames up and you see a giant outside candle, like you see here on this 1 hour, put a box around it, and then as price is just chopping along inside of that range, put a fib, set up your fib so you got a 50% fib. So you want to identify the exact middle of that range that was defined by this outside candle. That way, when you're down here in the 5 minute candle, watch this. Price came up to the 50% level, got rejected. Well, actually, it poked above it a little bit. Whoops. Pay attention to that 50% level of the larger range. Okay? And it broke out above it over here. It got above it. Whoop. I'm sorry. Here is where it got above it, right? But the difference is it got above it here without the kind of setup that I like to see. I like to see a squeeze setup and a strat setup. That's my favorite high probability trade. So it comes back down below the 50% level. Can't get above it again. Comes back down, but it's holding the bottom range, the bottom part of that range, right? It's been kind of bouncing and chopping. But check, this is where it gets interesting. So over here on the 5 minute, we already know price has been rejected trying to get above that 50% level of the entire range to the penny. And then it finally broke out. And there was a squeeze present. This is my kind of setup. A 5 minute squeeze, you try to go long near the bottom of the range that is defined during the squeeze. So here's the box that I defined the range. Here would be my long entry, and there's my stop. Because there's a squeeze present, boom. Not only did the squeeze fire long, price got above the 50% level of the range, which doesn't mean a whole lot, but it's just a clue. It's like, okay, now we're back up above the 50% level of the range. And what's interesting is I said in my post above that the 5 minute I thought needed to reset a bit. That histogram needed to come down. Price needed to pull back a little bit on the 5 minute. That was my view, and that's what happened. So it held the 50% level of this larger range to the penny. Held it again, held it again. Then it bounced up. Then it came all the way back and tested it again. Well, that is the technicals resetting on the 5 minute chart. And here's what's really cool. Not only are you holding above the 50% level very nicely, you've also now got a 1 hour squeeze present. And the 5 minute is consolidating back into another squeeze. And people use the word pumping a lot, like, oh, the price is pumping. And I've come to view the 5 minute squeezes. Sometimes you'll see squeeze after squeeze. Now, this is only your second squeeze. But if this squeeze sets up, if price comes back down again in this box, and it prints a few more dots, another half an hour, 6 more candles. Ideally, this comes back even a little bit more. This histogram gets flat. The best squeezes are when the histogram is flat. In terms of percentage success rate, the more successful squeezes are when the histograms are flat. This looks really nice here. It can come back in this box more. I'm not saying it will. I'm saying that's what I would like to see because probabilities will increase. Then you're definitely going to hold this 50% range, and now you're getting long somewhere down at the lower part of the top half of this range. You're getting long in there somewhere if this can come back with another 5 minute squeeze present. The next time this 5 minute squeeze fires, it could very likely trigger the 1 hour long squeeze to fire. And then if you get above 114.97, that is a breakout. So you can either wait to buy the breakout, even though it can break out and then come back and consolidate below the breakout level. I would rather buy it down here if it comes back down in here. I would rather buy that. But if I'm feeling like I don't know, it might just go without me, then I might just buy the top of this candle like that. Maybe buy the next time. And then look at my timer. Okay, you got 49 seconds. Okay, I'm going to end this video in the next minute. I'm just going to actually watch the next, because I want to see where that next candle is going to be an inside candle, probably. Anyway, y'all know what you're doing with the strat. I'm just basically I wanted to make this video to show you the 50% because it's pretty remarkable how well that works if you have other things going on too. Just it's a great frame of reference. So even though you're trading a 5-minute chart, you have that line there. You understand where you're at in the context of the larger time frame. Okay, see ya.